Oldest bones in the Americas. Archaeologists have excavated many sites in the Americas where they have recovered the skeletal remains of the Paleo-Americans. In the 1970s in Brazil, an interesting skull of a girl was found. The skull was reconstructed and dated back to 2000 BP. Dr. Walter Neves, professor of biological anthropology at the University of Sao Paulo, after reconstructing the Luzia skull, found that this personage was either an African or Pacific Island type black. Scientists have used the skulls of these skeletons to reconstruct the face of the Paleo-Americans. The skulls of these Paleo-Americans are of Native American females. The scientists gave them names the Pinyan woman, Luzia, and Naya. Paleo-Americans are ethnically different from the contemporary Native Americans. All of the Paleo-Americans have been classified as a part of the Black variety. This includes Naya and Pinyan woman of Mexico and Luzia of Brazil. The craniometric measurements of the Paleo-American skeletons fall within the Black variety of Homo sapiens sapiens. African, Australian, and the Malaysian phenotypic range. The craniometric measurements of the Paleo-Indians match the multivariate standard deviations of these three populations. The determination of the Paleo-Americans as members of the Black variety is not a new phenomenon. Luzia's cousins. Pinyan Woman 3 is the oldest directly dated skeleton from central Mexico. The potential association of its pelvis with natural fibers is intriguing and unique to Paleo-Indian populations of this age and requires urgent investigation. This Paleo-Indian woman was living during the Younger Dryas cold chronozone. The skull is diacylophic with the cranial index of 70.05, which reinforces the view that older Paleo-Indian populations in the Americas were different from the modern American Indian populations, which are generally brachiocephalic, with cranial indices of more than 80. Attempts have been made to extract ancient DNA from this skeleton, but despite good bone preservation with high collagen content, no results have been replicated. The family of Luzia continues to grow. The skull of a prehistoric young woman rescued in Pedro Leopoldo, a municipality on the outskirts of Belo Horizonte, 30 years ago, who today figures as one of the oldest remains of the initial colonizers in the Americas. The last wave of human remains incorporated into the clan are of the 31 skulls found 160 years ago by the Danish naturalist Peter Lund in Somodoro Cave, one of the archaeological sites in the mining region of Laga Santa, the land of Luzia. Personally examined by bioarchaeologist Walter Neves from the Biosciences Institute of the University of Sao Paulo, and classified with the help of the computational model as belonging to the Paleo-Indians with traits similar to those of Luzia, whose age is approximately 11,000 years. Nose and wide eye sockets, face projected forward and head narrow and elongated. With the Lund material, we now have data on the physical characteristics of 81 skulls from Laoga Santa, the largest sample of ancient skeletons in the Americas. Meet Leanne. Some 11,000 years ago, near the present town of Leander, Texas, the body of a young woman was gently laid in a shallow grave near a small stream. Whoever buried her had first carefully prepared the spot by digging out an oval depression in the hard, compacted soil, perhaps using a sharpened wooden stick. They placed her body on its side in a flexed position with knees drawn up, arms crossed, and right hand resting beneath her head. Next to her side, they laid a heavily worn sandstone tool, a handstone or mano, used first for grinding food and later for chopping. Last, they placed a limestone slab over the burial, perhaps to secure a hide wrapping around the body or to mark the grave. Rapidly covered over over by sediment, the burial lay virtually undisturbed over the millennia, although scores of other hunting and gathering groups camped over and over again above her resting place. In 1982, archaeologists from the Texas Department of Transportation uncovered the site, dubbed Wilson Leonard after the landowners, during research in advance of a highway construction. And the saga of the ancient Paleo Indian woman continued. Speaking to us through the ages, the woman known variously as the Leanderthal Lady or simply as Leanne for the nearby community of Leander, Texas, had a powerful story to tell. Although she was young at the time of her death by today's standards, somewhere between 18 and 25 years of age, she was middle aged by the standards of her day. There was no sign of disease or health problems other than tooth decay. We do not know why she died. Dated to 9000 BC, the burial is one of the oldest and most complete human skeletons in North America. Leanne's careful burial is considered one of the several indications at the Wilson Leonard site of an ongoing cultural transition from mobile, widespread Paleo-Indian lifeways to more entrenched, localized, archaic lifeways.